Welcome to GlideChat, where we give you the rundown of all things ServiceNow. Let's talk about the now, right now.
All right, welcome to another episode of GlideChat. My name is Mike Lombardo. Sitting here with Jared Pippy, the COO of GlideFast. What's up, Pip?
I'm doing good. It's Friday.
You're doing good. It is Friday.
Yes,
It's Friday.
yes.
So GlideFast has been around 9 years.
Yeah.
Wow,
2015.
Yeah, 2015.
Yeah.
Wow, 9. Imagine when we hit 10. What do we do at 10? But you've been here like basically since the beginning.
Yep.
You were stupid enough to join us,
Yeah.
to quit your cushy job. You had a great job at State Street, right?
Yep. You want to go into the story?
Yeah,
We're just into the story. All
Yeah,
right.
go
So
ahead.
Mike approached me. Going to be 8 years now, right? So
Yeah.
it was September 2016.
Yep.
His first opportunity was not ServiceNow. It was a Salesforce project. So I got a phone call saying, "Hey."
It wasn't our first. Slow down. It wasn't our first, but it was a big one.
It was a big one.
It was a first direct, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Right.
That's the irony. Like I don't know anything about Salesforce,
right?
And the first direct customer, because I knew them from doing ServiceNow work.
Yep.
Like was Salesforce, and I'm like, I don't know Salesforce, and the CIO was like, figure it out.
Yeah.
I trust you. I'm
Typical Mike fashion, just says yes to it. So
Yeah.
I got a phone call. We took a trip down to New York.
like, yeah.
Crushed the introductions,
Yeah.
and they were ready to hire us on the spot. On the ride home, you was approached. You got to quit your job, and here we are 8 years later.
Well, I remember it a little different. I remember saying I was like, just come to New York with me,
Yep.
and just meet this customer.
Yep.
And if it seems legit, just see how you feel then. Just take a PTO day, no harm, no foul. And, and then I was like, I remember being like, all right, Pip, if this doesn't work out, I can pay you for the 2 months of this project or whatever, or an extra month for you to just find a job. And you were like, all right. And then I remember you told your mother was like, or your father was like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You have this great job. You have a career.
Yeah.
And you said, do you remember what you said?
I don't know exactly.
No, you said, I'll tell you exactly what you said.
Tell me what I said.
You said, tell me one story where somebody made it big by not taking a risk.
Yeah.
And that's big.
Yeah, I mean, it all worked
That's
out.
good.
I mean, in hindsight, it all worked out, but it could have been a huge,
it was
huge
a terrible,
mistake.
terrible decision.
Could have been a huge mistake.
Yeah, it was a terrible decision, but it worked out.
Yep. And then we did Salesforce for a little while. I think I
Yeah.
maybe did 2 or 3 projects. Not
you
many.
were commuting to friggin'
New
a lot of
Hampshire.
people don't know.
Oh yeah, 6 months.
You were commuting to New Hampshire.
Yep.
You put
on site.
That's why I think GlideFast. That's one of the main reasons why GlideFast is successful is because we always did and we still do whatever we have to do.
Yeah.
No one's above. It's not like you were like, I'm too good. Mike, you didn't say I had to commute somewhere. We had a project where it was you had to commute.
Yeah.
And you were down for the bigger picture. And
In the beginning of the company, it was a lot of hard work, but it was rewarding. Here we are today. So,
you're still working hard.
Yeah, it's still worth it.
Guy.
It was worth it.
But yeah, no, it's awesome. For those who don't know, we grew up together in Everett, home of the casino, Everett Casino. That's what we used to play soccer on that site.
Yep.
Where do you live now?
Live north of the city. I live 15 minutes from you now.
Okay, yeah, we live 15 minutes apart.
But we got employees everywhere.
Yeah,
so.
I know. How does that feel?
That's crazy.
It's just
the fact we have employees in 40 states, Canada, Mexico, the UK, and India. Just
you know what's crazy about you two is all right. So you started off doing Salesforce.
Yeah.
Obviously, we didn't. We thought maybe, hey, we'll see if this takes off. It didn't.
It's hot technology.
It was.
It still
and
is.
we were like, all right, maybe we'll do Salesforce and ServiceNow, but we stuck to ServiceNow, but
lightning fast.
Lightning fast. We were gonna have this initiative to upgrade all these Salesforce to Lightning, but what was unique to you that I really don't see with a lot of other people too is when that Salesforce work kind of stopped.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't just sit on your hands or okay, maybe I got to go somewhere else. You just started looking for stuff to do, and you just did it okay, Mike's not, organizing a CRM. Let me do that,
I was committed to making it work. I mean, I didn't want to go back to State Street. Right? I thought we had a good thing going. I wanted to ride it out. And luckily, it came to fruition, but,
it did.
It could have fallen flat on our face, too.
I know. What was your mindset? When you were all right, we don't have Salesforce. Because I didn't say, hey, you're the COO.
No, not at all.
But what made you just do it? Do stuff.
I saw where the company
gaps.
could go. Like
Yeah.
I saw the, I wasn't familiar with ServiceNow. You
Yeah.
were very passionate about it.
Yeah.
Lloyd, the other, first founding employees, they're all passionate about it. So if I wasn't going to be able to contribute on that front, what could I do to contribute to bringing the company to the next level? So
Remember we used to fight all the time.
all the time. Yeah.
Like bad.
Yeah.
Like more than me and Dan. Me and Dan still fight,
Yeah.
but like we would fight real. But how did that change?
I just think over time, we just had to have that kumbaya moment where, there's give and take, right? So we're building a company. You never ran a company before. I never ran a company before. A lot of Googling, so it's like,
Yeah, a lot of Googling.
we had to, figure out what was the right path for the company.
Yeah.
Of course, there's disagreements. You can't just have all yes men around you. 'Cause
Yeah.
Of course,
And I think I kind of convinced you on some stuff too.
Of course, yeah.
Because like
You obviously were right in some things. Here we
yeah,
are,
no, I know.
So-
But I remember like one time you said to me, you're like, dude, you actually are pretty good at sales. And I was like, yeah, I told
You're the
you.
best.
I know
You're the
what I'm
best
doing.
salesperson I've ever seen.
No.
That's fact. Yeah.
Dude, I'm going to break my heart.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
You know why, though? I think not that I think that's true necessarily. Kevin, I think, is better.
Oh,
but,
Kevin's great. Don't
Yeah,
get me wrong.
but I think because I wasn't a sales guy
Yeah, true.
by, trade or whatever,
Yeah.
because I was a ServiceNow consultant, I knew the platform. I was pretty, I could also have a beer with you.
Yeah, it's the people person.
It's,
aspect
you know
of
what
it,
I mean?
yeah.
So I think that made me, and I was like honest.
Yeah, that's how we build trust, right?
Exactly.
Just give us a shot, and then we deliver.
I just love it,
and then
though. I love closing a deal. I love, like, winning.
Just think of all the projects we started with. It was like, just give us a shot,
I know.
and then it just was like one person, then that turns into 10 people,
I
and
know.
then, not to talk about our largest customer, but that started with one individual really
One
delivering,
person.
and now we got 200 plus.
And just the team that we were able to bring in with us.
Yeah.
And you're such a big part of that. Like, two reasons why it worked out, I think.
Yeah.
One, around the resourcing. You were always really good at fantasy football.
Yeah, I still think of it that way. It's a weird way to think of it. That's how I think of it.
I know. I
I need
remember
an
you said
architect, a BPC, just sliding people
with
into
these skill sets. So
skill
it's
sets,
not
yeah.
just any architect. It's like
Yeah.
they got to have CSM. They got to
Uh-huh.
have it. It's like the attributes of a football player.
yeah.
And you were always good at fantasy. So I'm like, all right, maybe he could do that. And then you're so likable.
Yeah.
Like growing up and like through high school and college, like you were like the guy everyone always wanted to like be friends with. And you never had like beef with anybody except for that one guy we both had beef with.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I mean, it's clearly, it worked out.
What's your favorite thing about GlideFast?
Oh, my favorite thing about GlideFast. I think that, obviously it's cheesy, but to say, the family aspect, but like the fun we have, it's like,
Yeah.
we throw the best parties in Vegas,
I
and
know.
it's just always a good time to hang out with
But we
everyone.
can't take care of business.
We take care of
first.
business first.
Like
so,
that's the thing. Like I don't know how these best in the industry people who can go work anywhere they want, they just gravitated towards us.
Yeah.
And it's like certain people that even like we couldn't get to join like right away, like 3 years later, 2 years later, finally come. How many people have left and
Boomerangs.
came
Oh,
back?
It's got to be up over 50 at this
I
point.
think it's over 50.
It's gotta be.
It's over 50,
Yeah.
over 9 years. That's
huge.
we work really hard. We have a lot of fun. We don't want to just work hard, but we just can't have fun either.
Yeah.
Like it's a perfect balance.
And
It
we're
really is.
tapped into the ecosystem. We know what we're doing well, what other competitors are doing well,
Oh.
and we try to adjust,
We know them better than they know themselves.
Right, I know.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Every time the private equity firm would send over like a company prospectus, when because we would look at companies to acquire and stuff, they would like not have the name of the partner,
You could guess
but
right
all
away.
the information. I was literally like 9 for 9. Ask Patrick.
Yeah.
I was like 9 for 9 guessing the companies. Like it was crazy. He's like, how do you do this?
And now look at some of those companies. They no longer
And they're not
exist.
even gone. That's like, it's almost a little scary.
Yeah.
That's why I think ServiceNow is trying to get into a little bit more of the
PS
services
side, yeah.
because they just can't rely on partners. I mean, the leaders that were here 3, 4, 5 years ago are not here anymore.
Yeah.
And then you got the big guys, and it's like,
Well, it's good for us.
It's great for us
We're in a
because
great little
we're
spot.
the most consistent partner. We were built organically. Apex has been an amazing parent company for us. Like, shout out Apex. I mean, we're freaking lucky.
The amount of leads we're getting from them and
I
just their
know.
sales function,
I know.
growing our sales team by 600 people.
And not messing up our culture.
Right.
And kudos to us because we were like,
Yeah.
this is the biggest risk. If you guys do any of these things, you're going to mess up our culture and then we're done.
Right.
And they stuck with us.
Yeah. They kept their word, which is great.
Yeah,
And so as
yeah.
long as we keep
Yeah, we
delivering,
keep- yeah, I know,
as long
we
as
gotta
we
keep- we gotta
deliver,
keep
as long as we
delivering,
deliver, I don't think that's going to change.
Yeah. So you got your first kid.
I had my first kid. Yes.
How's that?
Yes.
She's 2 now.
She's 2, actually.
She's
Yeah.
2.
Crazy. I don't know how you did this, building the company with two kids every week.
We were on the road.
New York.
I know.
Even sometimes for no reason, just to go to New York.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in. I miss it now because I'm kind of sidelined, and it, and I was just doing it even up until I got hit with the news, but I was literally traveling. It was like too much. Yeah. It was like 3 days a week. It was just. But I'm so hungry still, and I want to be out there. Like, I'm missing knowledge this year. That's my first.
I mean, the goal is $1 billion. I know we talk about it, but it's true. I know. If we can
and I think that's like even a fictitious goal, though.
It is.
Because once we hit $1 billion, it's gonna be 2 or something.
Once we hit 200, I'm happy. So.
I know 200 is a good number. Let's just get through this year.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta take one step at a time.
Totally.
And that's why I like the $1 billion number, because it's like out there. Yeah. We gotta,
And we're slowly expanding globally, right? So UK still on tap for us. India's growing like wildfire.
Mexico.
Yeah. So.
And another thing, and I think there's some books that I've seen titles. You know how I buy books, but I don't read them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
I
like the title. Yeah, I have a nice bookshelf. But I think there's like what Infinite Game, I think, is one the thing. But like, we never like put a ceiling on us. We never were like, hey, once we hit $1 billion, once we hit 50 million, once we hit 10 million, we're that's the number. Like it was just keep going.
I remember we used to sit like we get an email like a deal close for like $5,000. We like high five.
I know. I remember getting these checks like
yeah.
Was like
I mean we didn't know what's untapped.
No, I know.
It's untapped. Like we can.
But that's like I think that's great advice for somebody like don't put these artificial boundaries, because you never know.
True.
We didn't set out to sell the company for whatever, we didn't like, hey, let's get rich. No, we're just having fun.
No. Like, luckily we had some great people in finance to help us along the way.
Yeah, shout out Anthony. Bankrupt. Yeah, Anthony. Dude, oh man, imagine without him. Because that was like, that's another good advice. Make sure you bring in other people who are experts, trust, but also experts in areas you're not. Like, that's why like Jess, my wife, was like great, because she was an accountant, and I don't want to send invoices. I don't want to do payroll. I don't know. I don't really I don't have time to do that.
I wouldn't even know how to do it.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it. I'm selling. I'm trying to bring in talent. So to have her handle that in the beginning, and then ultimately Anthony, and having that box fully checked and not have to worry about that.
Didn't have to check in on it, or you just knew it was happening.
The numbers were always right. The invoices were always
on time,
going out, and we were getting paid. I mean, we didn't leave $1 on the table ever. Yeah. And that's shout out to the people doing great work.
Delivery, yeah.
I mean that they make our lives easier.
They do, and I think I almost alluded to this before, but we built the company based on the talent. A lot of companies, right? You hire a bunch of salespeople, cast a big line, try to catch something.
That's why
we went the opposite. Yeah, we spent a lot of money on great delivery, and then in return brought sales. It was everything. Inverse. Yeah, I
mean and shout out to Lloyd and Lloyd, because we both were like just reinvesting.
Yeah,
he had the same vision as we did, at least in the beginning, to just keep growing it. He wasn't like, hey, let's stuff our pockets now. It's like, no, let's keep hiring, let's keep bringing in the right people.
He was a grinder. When I remember first time I met him, he had 3 cell phones in his hand. He was on like 3 calls. I was like, nice to meet you, I'm Lloyd.
He got blacklisted. I remember ServiceNow PS called me like, how many projects is this guy on? I'm like, I don't know. He's working. I know that. But no, it's funny.
Yeah, a lot of characters,
a lot of laughs, a lot of fun over the years, and it's just like, I don't like people like, oh, don't you want to do this again? Like, wouldn't you want to so when are you going to start another
opportunity? At some point, you got to step back. Like, this doesn't happen, right? You just don't start a company and all of a sudden you're successful.
No, never.
The odds of that,
Well, I just saw the video from Elon Musk that saying like 98 and 99% of companies completely fail. And so not only did we succeed, but then it's like we hit this crazy, like 350 million, like the valuation, and we're still growing 20% year over year at our size. Like, it's crazy.
600 employees.
And the profitability too. Like, it's hard to grow at our size and be profitable.
Yeah.
And I've seen the numbers of the other partners. They don't have that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. And that's what gets me excited.
Of course.
And that's what keeps me engaged. And then there's just like all the positivity that's out there at GlideFast.
I mean, the brand is top notch. I mean, it's so well known.
We got a freaking book with our customers praising us because there's just so many of them. I just like, what are we gonna? We need a V2 already. Yeah. Have you seen the latest surveys?
I saw.
Dude, Q1 there was not one under 5.
Yeah.
It was not one under 5.
Great Q1.
And these brands are like big companies that we grew up loving.
Yeah.
What else? What's the future for you?
Future for me, I don't know.
You were acting CEO for a little bit.
I was.
I gotta clear that up that you're not.
Yeah, I don't think anyone calls me the CEO, but it was short-lived. I had access to your emails for like 3 days, and then that was it.
Like, you're the amount of emails I had
7 million emails.
I don't know how. Yeah. How do you? Okay, let's get into that a little bit. I feel like we're a lot similar. Where like when emails come in, we deal with it right away. Yeah. Slacks come in.
Otherwise, it builds up.
It just builds up, and I don't know about you, but for me, I'm a procrastinator, so I know I'll never get back to it. So like, but it does create this like 24/7 work, which is not healthy either. Maybe
it's not. I get yelled at all the time for being on my phone or answering emails. But I mean, I know what we need to do to be successful. So
I know
I take it out of the equation.
But I don't want you to burn out either.
It's fine.
It's fine. That's what's saying with me. I don't know. I just do it. I just do it.
And the emails, I know the answers to the emails.
I know the answers.
Right? It's not like I have to go research. So it's like let me just answer.
No more Googling.
I've been here for 8 years. You know,
I know.
There's not many questions I can't.
I know, but you really do. You handle everything, not only like the emails and the Slacks, but like, it's solving problems.
Yeah.
All right. It's like that Elon video. It's like you just have to solve problems every single day. Yeah. You know, how many problems have you dealt with this morning already?
Oh, I mean, you can't even count them. It's just,
you can't even count them.
It's just, but it's like second nature at this point. You know.
That's the key, and I think a lot of people just, everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. Yeah. I think there's some people out there that just cannot handle the volume of decision making.
Don't get me wrong, I get stressed. But I
know it's stress. I know there was a couple of times I really worried about you in the last couple months.
It's just you got to do it. There's no one else to do it. That's what I learned when we started. Yeah. There's no one behind you to do it. So if I decide not to answer this email, then this email goes unanswered, right? So I think my behavior has been that same way.
I know.
It was like when we started, there's 4 of us. Like if you're not answering the email and I'm not answering the email, there's no one answering the email. So
and then part of me is like worries that like, people rely on people too much too. Like, oh, Pippy will just do it. Mike will just do it. But we've really kind of like navigated those waters well. Like, we got some people.
If you're not showing value, you're not going to be here very long either, right? So you kind of weed yourself out. If you get too complacent or too comfortable, and we notice that.
Look at us. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, we set the example. It's like, we're not friggin' partying every day. You know what I mean? It's but
we're in the next day.
And if you're not, it's like, that's no excuse, you know?
Here's the door.
But I think it's pretty amazing how the amount of decisions and problems yourself. I attribute a lot of my problem solving skills to being on the help desk for 5 years. Because every phone call was like another problem. You knew once that phone's ringing, you knew and you had to find, whether it was Google, the knowledge base, you had to find an answer. Yeah. And it was just like...
And not every answer is going to be right, but you got to be right more than wrong.
But that's okay. Yeah. Any decision is better than indecision.
True.
If it doesn't go right, it's the fear of failure, Yeah. Like, and again, I think failure is good, because if you're not failing, you're not moving forward.
Yeah.
So you can't be afraid of it. And having the right partner, not to be salesy, but having the right partner by your side with the right expertise on a ServiceNow implementation is crucial. I mean, that's, if you got the wrong partner, you really
that's why we have so many repeat customers, right? It's like once we're in there, we prove ourselves. And so I think we've done a great job over the last 8 years to prove that.
Crazy. I think over 500 customers, right?
Way more than that at this point.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
And it's just they're big customers.
I know.
They're like big brands.
Really impressive.
Like someone said, I won't say the name of the customer, but I was talking to Tori. She's like, "Can you believe we're selling to XYZ company, which is like a Fortune 5, whatever."
Yeah.
And it's like, I know, it's kind of crazy.
Was it you and Kevin when you guys went to Rhode Island for one of our customers, right? They were like
Rhode Island?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
No, Rhode Island.
Yeah, Rhode Island.
Jersey.
Sorry, Jersey.
Yeah.
And they were like, "How'd you even get this meeting?"
I know.
You knew a friend of a friend whose cousin was in procurement.
Dude, that's why he's the GOAT. So
shout out Kevin.
Yeah, shout out Kevin. I love him. He taught me like the sales.
Yeah.
He like refined kind of like, but yeah, like it's this big pharmaceutical company. Kevin had just basically joined the last couple months, and we really didn't have a ton of business. I remember him saying like, "Man, I thought you guys were a lot bigger when I joined." He's like, "You kind of got me. You got me."
We've been advertising 100 employees when there was like 4.
Yeah, so we go into this meeting at the pharmaceutical company, and this guy is a scary guy. Like he's a very, very firm, very like no BS. I've heard stories. I knew another partner was in there. He kicked him right out mid-project. So he's like a no-joke guy. And so we get in there, we get into the room. He comes and sits down. He goes, "First of all, how the F did you get this meeting?" And we're like, and Kevin's like, "Whoa, I had this procurement." He's like, "I don't even meet with anybody. If you can't get onboarded, he's like, so, and then I did a presentation. It was my biggest presentation up to that point, as far as like scale and importance. And it went really well. And he's just
still
like,
I'm
in.
today.
And still and now we're doing, a lot there. But there's so many of that. Yeah. We grow. How do we grow so close with our customers? Like
we're passionate. I mean, it shows from the sales front and the delivery front. Like we really care about what we're doing.
Yeah, and most people don't.
They don't. I mean, salespeople are sales. They get the reputation because they're salespeople, right? I mean, but our salespeople, I truly think, care about the well-being of our customers and the success of their projects. And I know the delivery does.
And the delivery, that's like we get mad when we see like bad practices. Like, you know what I mean?
And we hold ourselves accountable. The other delivery people are holding their architects accountable, their TCs accountable.
They just care about that check coming in.
Yeah.
Not often, but sometimes like, a solution is presented to a customer, like a ServiceNow product. That's the wrong product. And like, I pride ourselves on our ability to be like, dance around at the right way of like, listen, this is not the right solution. But all right. So next 5 years, what do you think?
Next 5 years. Yeah. Next 5 years, I'd love to see us double, right? I'd love to see us over 1,000 employees. I'd love to,
we have to.
Bigger expansion into potentially some other countries, right?
Yeah.
Globally is untapped for us.
I'll tell you, at SCO, the Germans
loved us.
Germans were headlocking me.
Brazil sounds like a lot of opportunity.
I got a couple emails.
Obviously, Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia is popping.
Big conversation for us internally.
Jeez, you think they're gonna build that line thing? Do you see that?
No. Oh, the
line.
Yeah, it's like office buildings, right? It's like a million, like so many miles long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like I guess it's called a line. I don't know.
Saudis, they got that money.
Do you see? Is it true that they're? I know you're a conspiracy theory guy. Are they? Have you seen them? The deserts are like growing green. Like
no. Well, is it from all the?
Cloud
seeding.
The cloud seeding. Yeah, because I saw Dubai had like that crazy.
You're just where's your tinfoil hat?
I know I need a tinfoil hat, but no, but I saw. I don't know if these videos are real, but they're like showing like vegetation in the desert, what used to be in the desert of like Saudi Arabia.
I have something to read later tonight.
Yeah, we keep getting messages to like go to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
expand. I don't know. That's a far drive.
I know nothing about.
That's a far drive.
I know nothing about.
Can you even drive there?
No, I don't no clue.
Fly. And planes aren't safe.
Yeah, they're all falling apart.
There was another rule that just passed. I think today the FCC said if you're delayed, they lose your luggage or it's canceled.
They pay you in cash, right?
You have to get paid cash. No points, nothing.
Crazy. No non-competes anymore.
No non-competes. Which I think just that helps us. Because the only time we have non-compete situations is with other companies.
Right.
Who sue their people. I don't know. I could never imagine suing a developer.
Right.
It's just like, if you're not happy here, okay. Like, sorry. Good luck wherever you're going if you're not happy. I want people to work here because they want to work here.
Yeah. Feel the same way.
They can already go wherever the frick they want,
Not here to ruin their life.
No. Pip, thanks for everything you do. And
appreciate it.
And you don't like thank yous. He hates thank yous.
I'd rather just sit in the back room.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank Mike. Thank my
Mike,
cousin.
You go on camera and be on TV shows. That's
I'll be here getting everything done.
Yeah. I'll create the deck for you. You present it. There you go.
But thanks for everything, and thank you for joining us on GlideChat. And make sure you guys give a shout out to Pip. Add him on LinkedIn. He's the man.
Do you have a topic in mind that you'd like to discuss? Reach out to us at glidefast.com and subscribe to our podcast for new episodes. Thanks for listening.